Hello friends, how are you doing this evening? I hope that you're doing very well. My name is Mary and this is Happily Ever Esh, and today I am starting a new series that I'm calling Books Before Bed. So what should you expect in a Books Before Bed video? Pajamas, sleepy time tea, or some sort of uncaffeinated tea beverage, poor lighting, possibly wet hair. So this is kind of my little solution to it's winter time and I'm never home before the sun goes down. And that's been kind of a deterrent for me in filming, and I've been kind of just feeling bogged down, and I get home and the sun's down and I don't want to film. So I'm like, if everyone can go in with the same expectation that this is just going to be a casual, cozy, horribly lit video, and I don't have to feel bad about it, and we can just move on. So this is kind of like a peace of mind thing, but I also think it's just a nice have a chat with my friend and the camera before bed. So yeah, this is my like little pregame before I get in bed and get snuggly with my book. So I think I'm going to try to post 5 in bed with books videos in a row, because I've never posted 5 days in a row, and challenge ourselves, and this is a casual thing that I hopefully should be able to edit very quickly. So Tuesday through Saturday, that's my goal. We'll see if it happens. We might come to the end of the week and laugh because I was totally kidding myself, but here we are. So I'm starting off Books Before Bed talking about the Read My Own Shelf project that I spoke about in my goals video, which I will link up above in case you're interested in hearing the rest of my 2018 reading goals. My Read My Own Shelf project was kind of my call to myself to stop ignoring all the books that I've bought and just to hold myself a little more accountable to reading books that are just sitting on my shelf begging to be read. And so I'm going to do some videos in the future just highlighting different books on my shelves, and just wanted to encourage myself. So that's kind of like big picture, I want to read more books off of my own shelf goal. But I got to thinking about that, and I got to thinking about what that wanted to look like, and I also got thinking kind of what I wanted to call this little project, because I was thinking Read My Shelf or Read My Own Shelf or something like that, but then I was inspired on Bookstagram by some lovely Bookstagrammers who are doing a hashtag the Unread Shelf Project 2018, and I'm semi-participating on Bookstagram, so I thought let's just streamline it and I will just use that same hashtag for my YouTube videos as well. So it's going to be Read Your Own Shelf 2018, and we're calling it the Unread Shelf Project. So if you care, that's what I'm doing. And I was also thinking about just some kind of more specific tasks or goals that were going to help me reach my big goal of reading the books off my shelf, or reading more books that I own. And so these were just some things that I kind of thought might help me keep me on that track. And so the first kind of thing that I'm thinking about and would like to do is to reduce my actual physical TBR by 10%. So for me, that's like 20 to 25 books. So that's like baseline. I would like to at least read 25 of my already owned books starting 2018. And yeah, that's baseline. So my stretch yourself goal is to reduce it by 20%. So that would be more like 40 to 50 books. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if this is realistic for me, but just a number to kind of keep in my head of what I would like to read off my own shelf. Another second task that I would like to be focusing on is to just continually be culling my shelves and leaving the books on there that I'm excited about, that I want to read, and just donating the things that I don't. I took about 17 to 20 books to Half Price Books a couple weeks ago and sold them, and it was so nice to just get rid of the things that I'm really not that interested in. Yeah, it was just really refreshing and cleansing, and that's just something I want to be doing every couple months, sitting down, looking at my shelf, reevaluating, and yeah, I think that's good. I like the kind of cycle of it and just not leaving things on my shelves that I'm not interested in, and just trying to be realistic, like, with myself. I also want to do the read 3 buy 1 because I didn't buy books pretty much for the last half of the year, and then I bought a bunch of books at the end of the year and got a bunch of books for Christmas. And that's kind of my MO. I am an abstainer. When I want to start being more healthy, I tell myself, you can't eat sweets. You can't do it. You're not gonna have dessert, you're not gonna have cake, and that's fine and dandy. If I try to moderate myself, I'm just like, what's the point? And then I eat whatever I want. So I'm definitely someone who does better when I just tell myself, nope, you can't have it, and abstain. But I don't always think that's the most healthy. I want to be able to moderate myself. I want to be able to treat myself in moderation and to be bringing new books into my shelf. So I think the read 3 buy 1 is a nice little rule where I'm able to purchase books, but I see it in a very physical rule. You must read 3 before you can buy 1. And yeah, I think that will be really helpful for me, where I can still be bringing new things in, and treating myself and moderating myself, but not just going ham at the end of the year and buying whatever I want, because that's probably what will happen. I'll abstain, and then I'll just bring in a bunch of books, and so this kind of helps me draw it out throughout the year, and will probably in the end buy less books because I'm just buying 1 or 2 a month. And then kind of going along with that, I want to curb my library purchases. And obviously I'm not actually buying these books from the libraries, but when I bring them in and I'm choosing to read the library books over my physical TBR, it's almost like a purchase. Even though I'm not spending money, I'm still choosing that book over my other ones. So I want to kind of curb those purchases by only reserving the books that I'm really interested in and I'm going to take home from the library and either read straight away or read right after I'm done with whatever book that I have on that I'm currently reading. And again, I think this is just going to be something where I'm curbing my impulse pickups, because I love to go to the library and browse, but that also leads me to just picking up a bunch of books that I'm really not interested in, but then feeling guilty because they're here sitting in my home and I need to read them. It also means that I just pick up a lot of really buzzy books, or books that I've heard people talk about but maybe I'm not that interested in, and I start reading them and I don't want to. I'm not in the mood. It's not what I thought it was. And not that that's bad all the time. Sometimes it's fun just to pick something up on an impulse, but there were a lot of books that I was reading 50 to 100 pages and then not being interested and just returning. And so then I'm not going to say I was wasting my time on those books. I don't think it was a waste of time, but I just wasn't being as mindful and conscious of what I was picking up and reading as I could have been, because the library is fun and it's free. So I still want to support my library. My library has an awesome app where you can pretty much put anything you want on hold, and they will get it for you. And so I can still be utilizing that app, utilizing my library, because I love my library. I love my library so much and I don't want to stop using it, but I just want to be using it in a more mindful way. So still supporting my library, still taking out new books and getting that fun experience, but just not browsing and taking home 20 books when I already have lots of things that I'm reading or want to be reading. So yeah, more mindful and utilize my hold system more, and maybe having less impulse pickups from the library. And I meant to say, when I was talking about my read 3 buy 1, I want to prioritize books by women and books by people of color. And that's not to say that I can't buy books by white people or I can't buy books by men, but just that I want to be really mindful of where I'm spending my money, and just supporting women and people of color with my purchases and bringing those things onto my shelf and sharing them with others when I let other people borrow my books. And yeah, just being really conscious of that. So I think that's it. So that's kind of just my little goals and things that I want to be doing to be encouraging myself to pick up things off of my shelf. It's been really fun to see lots of other booktubers encouraging themselves to read the books that they already own. I'm excited for this year and just to see how it goes. I would love to chat with you all about maybe some of your goals about reading your own books or the library or purchasing or whatever. I'd love to know what you guys are wanting your 2018 to look like. please go check out my giveaway. I will link it up in the cards, but I'm doing a couple giveaways for celebrating my year on BookTube, and I would love for you to go enter that. And also, I was shouting out some lovely booktubers that I love very much, so that's another reason to go check that video out. I hope that you guys are having a great evening. I hope that you're enjoying some really good books, and I hope to talk to you very soon.